Everybody, welcome back to Epic Beauty Fail. I'm Jessica, and on today's video we're going to be doing another Foundation Friday. And today we're going to be using the Pacifica Alight Clean Foundation. So I saw this, I was looking through the new products on the Ulta website, and this came up, and I kind of was intrigued by it. I haven't used a lot of Pacifica products, but it's 100% vegan, cruelty-free brand, like their entire brand, which is amazing. This is supposed to be oil-free, anti-shine, and satin finish. I did pick it up in the lightest shade, which is 40 NF Neutral Fair. I think the packaging is very, very pretty. I'm going to read to you from their website, tell you a little bit about it. Before I do that, though, I also picked up their concealer, which was also on the new part of Ulta. Now, this is in the shade 20 NF, which is neutral fair as well. This is their liquid cover, full coverage, lasting concealer. It's in a similar type designed packaging. But if you can look at this, look at the shade differences there. This is supposed to be fair neutral. Now, they did have a couple of shades that they called fair neutral or neutral fair. I'm afraid this might actually be too light for my skin. This, I'm afraid, is going to be too dark. So I'm going to actually put some concealer just on a couple of spots on my face first. I'm particularly going to put it on my under eyes because I might not use this and I might have to wipe it off before I put the foundation on. But let's go ahead to the Pacifica website, and I will read to you about the Alight Clean Foundation. First of all, I want to show you the shade range. They do have 30 shades. It doesn't go too deep. I don't think it's too bad. Now, granted, I am a very fair skin tone, so I don't have the struggles that people with much deeper skin tones than I have. But just looking at the shades on their website, it's not overtly deep. But I don't know if they're planning on expanding the shade range. I just don't know. So for this foundation, it says, get the flawless coverage of your dreams in 30 shades designed for real skin tones. Our innovative, non-comedogenic, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, dermatologist tested formula goes on smooth, covers pores, and lasts throughout the day. But we weren't just concerned about creating your perfect shade. We also care about the ingredients you use. This formula is free of silicone, parabens, phthalates, talc, BHA, BHT, petroleum, and drying alcohols, and a huge list of other things your skin doesn't love. Says there's immediate results, flawless, seamless coverage, skin feels clean, more radiant, healthy looking skin, pore-free appearance, and vibrant, lasts day to night. It says after 6 weeks of use, skin looks more healthy, skin feels smoother. So that's what their website says. So before I put this foundation on, and it does say shake well, like it says on a couple of different spots, shake well before use. So I've been shaking the dickens out of this before I started the camera. But before we start putting that on, I want to say that I already have my face sprayed down with the Pixie Hydrating Milky Mist. I use that a lot, especially in the winter right now. And then I have the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer on my face. Those are typically things that I will do when I'm doing a foundation review, and I also typically use the same powders. If you hear running around, my dogs are chasing each other right now. So I'm going to go ahead and put this concealer on first because I have a feeling that this is going to be way too dark for my skin, and it's not going to work for me. So I'm just going to put a little bit on, and I'm going to blend it in, and then I might have to wipe it off. So let's see. All right, well, that actually doesn't look too bad. That does not look too bad. But I don't have the foundation on yet, and I'm afraid the foundation might be too light. All right, let's go ahead and put the foundation on, and then I will probably put a little bit more concealer on as well. This does come with a pump. It is 0.9 fluid ounces, and I believe I paid $16 for this. All right, so there it is. It is starting to run down my hand, so it's not super thick, but it's also not super runny either. I'm going to be using my Love is the Foundation brush on this side of my face, and then I'm going to be using the, this is actually a beauty blender on the left side of my face. So let's go ahead and dip into this. Yeah, I'm afraid this is super pale. It has almost a chemical smell. So I'm definitely going to have to bronze this up quite a bit. I'm not quite sure why they had multiple shades that they called fair neutral. And I do struggle with foundation matching because of, you know, every company has different shades, and there are often times where I will buy the lightest shade and it'll be too dark, or I'll buy the lightest shade, it'll be too light. I really struggle with shade matching. Yeah, that's definitely too light. But we'll bronze it up. I'll bring it down my neck a little bit here. I do not feel like it's full coverage though. Like it's really not sticking to my nose at all. And I really don't like the way it's sitting in my pores. It says it doesn't sit in pores, but it is sitting like right in my pores. I'm going to put a little bit more just in here where I have some redness on my cheeks. I will say this, it does spread out quite a bit in when you're blending it. I'm not liking how that's sitting on my skin. All right, I'm just gonna like kind of wipe off the rest of my brush because I still had a little bit left on my brush. All right, I'm gonna use my sponge to do this side and try to get this to stick to my nose. Usually if I'm having problems with a brush sticking to my nose, I will use the sponge and it'll work. All right, so it's definitely too pale, but you know, it's fine. I'll work with it. I'll put a little bit of bronzer on, but I'm really not liking the way it's sitting on my skin, like at all. And this is typically the foundation that this is typically the primer that I will use when I'm doing foundation reviews because I know how the primer works. So I'm just trying to get it to stick to my nose, which it's not doing right now very well. All right, before I go put on the rest of my makeup, I am going to zoom you in and show you what I'm talking about when I'm saying that I'm not liking the way it's sitting like on my pores right now. So let me zoom you in and I'll show you what I mean. All right, let's ignore the fact that I look as pale as my shirt. I'll bronze it up. I will try very hard to bronze it up. But I'm not liking the way it's looking on my forehead here. And I'm not really liking the way it's looking on this cheek in particular. It's really kind of like right in here where I have some old acne scars. It's really, really emphasizing that, I feel like. And I don't like that at all. I don't like that at all. So, all right. The time now is 9:32. So we're going to call like 9:45 the check-in time. It's fine. So 9:45, which means I will check in at 1:45 and then at 5:45. So it might be around there somewhere, around 2 o'clock. So around 1:30, 2 o'clock, and then again around 5:30 to 6 o'clock. I don't know. I'm really not liking the way this is looking. All right. I am going to be putting my standard powders on my face. I use the Physicians Formula. This is the mineral correcting powder. And then this one is the mineral face powder. They're both in translucent. This one has a little bit of color though. So this might help tone this down a little bit. But all right. I just keep touching it because I don't like the way it's sitting. And I really don't like the way it's sitting on my nose. And I just was really pale when I looked in the viewfinder. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put this concealer on again and see. I think this is going to be a complete failure here, but I might actually have to return both of these products because of the shades. And I am actually still within my return time period for these, believe it or not. I usually stock up on foundations and then have I'm going to actually put a little bit of this on my nose. This might help my nose, this concealer. I usually will stock up on foundations and then try them over several weeks. And oftentimes I'm outside of the return period for foundations by the time I get to try them. But this one I have bought recently enough that I'm still within the return period. Okay, I'm going to go put some powder on and I will be right back. All right, you guys, I am back. It is 10 o'clock on the dot. So yeah, we're just going to call like 9:45, somewhere between 9:30 and and 10 o'clock the check-in time. So 1:30 to 2 and then 5:30 to 6 is when I will be checking in throughout the day. I was able to tone down the shade of this foundation just a little bit, so it's not quite as stark as it had been, but I have a lot of stuff on my face. Let me go through and tell you what I have. Like I said, I have my two powders, Physicians Formula powders on my face. That actually helped quite a bit. Like I said, they say that they're translucent, but this one especially does have a little bit of color to it. But I find that they work really well for me, and I wear them in pretty much every single foundation review that I do. I also have my Marc Jacobs, what is this called? The Omega Bronzer in 104 Tantastic, all over pretty much, not everywhere, but all over my forehead, on my cheeks some. I'd even put a little bit on my nose just to bronze me up a little bit because this is so pale. And then on my cheeks, I also have my Tarte Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Blush in Party on my cheeks as my blush. I'm using the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter in Be My Highlight on my cheekbones. That's always a really pretty sheen. If you just like a very pretty sheen, and you can build it up too. I really like that when I'm just trying to look like I have just a nice sheen on my cheeks. In my brows, I have the e.l.f. brow pencil in Taupe. I also use the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder just on my under eyes. I'm using the Physicians Formula Butter eyeshadow in Sultry Nights on my lids. I have the pale shade here all over my lids. This in the crease, this brown in the crease and on my under eyes, as well as this lighter brown. I have the gold all over my lids, covered with this more creamy shimmer here. And I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. That's everything that's on my lids. I also have my Smashbox 24-Hour Photo Finish Shadow Primer. And then I sprayed my face down with the Too Faced Hangover RX 3-in-1 Replenishing Primer and Setting Spray as my setting spray. And then on my lips, I have my Bite Beauty lipstick in the shade Rhubarb on my lips. So I think that's everything. Oh, on my lashes, I have the Hourglass Caution Extreme Lash Mascara in Ultra Black on my lashes. So that is everything that I have on my face. So let's talk about this foundation. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like it has a nice, it says it has a satin finish, and I would agree with that. I think it does definitely have a satin finish, especially like here in my cheeks. I think it looks really pretty. The finish of it is really pretty. I really like the finish, but it's definitely showing all of my imperfections. So like in here, and on like my two cheeks where I have a lot of acne scarring from when I was a teenager, it's really like showing it more than hiding it, if that makes sense. And down in here, I mean, my chin is my problem area. If this is one of your first foundation reviews that you've seen with me, I have a lot of problems with my chin, especially down in here, that I have a lot of texture on that area of my face. And it's not playing nice with that area of my face either. So it's okay. This whole area around my mouth is problem for me. I was able to finally get it to sit okay on my nose after using some of the concealer. I actually like the shade of the concealer on my skin tone more than I like the shade of the foundation. But I think once I powdered it, it's looking a lot better. Like without the powder, I really did not like the way it was looking on anywhere on my face. Once I powdered it, specifically just with the Physicians Formula powders, and these work really well for me, it looks a lot better once I powdered it. And I don't feel like it made the satin finish any less, if that makes sense. So, all right, it is 10 o'clock. I will see you in a few hours, but for right now, it's okay. I'd probably like it better if it was in a little bit darker shade. Like this is in 40 Neutral Fair. If I had gotten maybe I think 38 was the next shade that was Neutral Fair, that was a little bit darker than this one. It might be doing me a little bit more favors, but I don't know. We'll see how it works throughout the day. Sometimes foundations oxidize on me too. So yeah, foundations and me, they're a challenge, which is why I do my Foundation Friday videos. So, all right, I am going to go ahead and go about my day, and I will see you guys later on today. Bye. All right, everybody, it's time for the midday check-in, and I'm a little bit late, but not too bad. It is 210-ish, 205, 210. So I'm a little bit late, but that's okay. I am struggling with this foundation, so let's show you a close-up. Look at my chin. That looks horrible. Around my mouth right here. My nose. So, ignoring the little flakes of mascara that I have coming off. Not my favorite mascara. But my nose is starting to get very, very shiny. Like, I'm looking in the mirror above the camera and my nose is getting very, very shiny. I'm trying to get you not too much flash, but my nose is getting very, very shiny. I hate the way it's looking on my chin. That looks horrendous. Like, this is one of the worst that I've seen in a while on my chin. It just looks totally fanned and cracked out. I really don't like the way it looks around my nose. On my nose itself is super shiny, but I'm just really, really upset with the way it looks around my mouth. I think on my forehead it looks good. So maybe but it's super deep in my lines though. So I am, like 4.5 hours into this, and I am really not liking this foundation. So I'm gonna leave it on until 5:30, which should be my final check-in, 5:30, 6 o'clock, somewhere in that range. So I will leave it on that long, but I am not liking this at all. What do you think? My son's with me here. What do you think, Nick? Oh, it's no good. Yeah, I'm not liking it. So unless something changes between now and 5:30 to the better, this just looks bad. It looks really, really bad. All right, we'll check in another couple of hours. Bye. All right, y'all. I waited as long as I could. It's 5:20. I can't wear this anymore. I have to take it off. I mean, I know I'm only like, 10 minutes, 15 minutes away, but it's just not good. It's not good. I have you zoomed in as far as this camera will take you, or at least the lens on this camera will take you, but my chin looks horrible, like absolutely horrible. My face is very, very shiny. Even my forehead that looked good earlier today, like I can see pores above my eyebrows. I can't say that I've ever seen pores above my eyebrows. Like, I know they're there. Of course they're there. I have pores everywhere, but I just don't normally see them in that part of my face. I feel like I mean, my nose is super shiny. It looks almost like it wore off my nose. Well, it didn't wear off until now. Now it's wearing off. I just don't like the way this looks on my skin. I mean, I don't know that this camera will pick it up. I think it picked it up at my midday check-in, but like just every pore, every crease, every little imperfection that I have around my mouth is just magnified right now. And I just can't keep this on anymore. I mean, I'm going to run around and do some more errands tonight. And I'm going to take this off and go out barefaced because I'm number one, it's already 5:20 I said. I'm not going to put more makeup on at 5:20 at night. I just have no need to do so since I've been wearing it all day and I don't want to wear this anymore. And I'm just running to Target. I'm running to somewhere else. I can't even remember right now. TJ Maxx. I'm running to Target and TJ Maxx. But I honestly just don't want to have this on my face anymore. It feels very, very heavy. And not like in here. My chin, the makeup on my chin feels crazy heavy. And even my forehead feels heavy. And that's weird to me. So this is going back. Absolutely. The thing that's surprising to me is the concealer doesn't feel bad right now. Like, it doesn't even look bad right now. It's looking better than a lot of other concealers that I've tried. It just is. So I'm going to take my makeup off. I would not recommend the Pacifica Alight Clean Foundation, and I'm kind of sad about it. I really wanted to. It's oil-free. It says anti-shine. You can... This is not anti-shine. And I've only had it on for less than 8 hours. Yeah. The pores on my forehead are bothering me. Anyway, I'm done. I'm going to take this off. I would not recommend this foundation. If you want to try the concealer, it's not bad. It's not bad. But I think I'm probably going to return both, to be honest with you. The Pacifica foundation, I don't return a lot of makeup. I really, really don't. But there are times when something is just that bad that I am still within the return period where I'm like, I'm doing it. And this isn't super expensive. I think it's like $16. But I just can't. I'm never going to wear this again. Never. The concealer I would consider, but honestly, I have a whole drawer of like concealers, so I just don't need it. And it is a little bit too dark for me. I would prefer to be a little bit paler because it almost darkens my under eyes, depending on the foundation I have, obviously. But yeah, I cannot recommend this foundation. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up down below. If you haven't already and you would like to be, please hit the red subscribe button. We are heading towards 700. We might be at 700 by the time this video posts, but I kind of don't think so. So if you're watching this video, please hit that subscribe button. I'm really trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, hopefully sometime in the first half of 2019. That's my goal. Is to get to 1,000 subscribers by June 30th of 2019. So we'll see if we get there. And anyway, if you have any comments, leave those in the comment section down below. Have you tried the Pacifica Alight Clean Foundation? And if you have, did it work on your skin? It was not super warm here today. I think the high was like 44 or 46 degrees. It was not very warm. And so I didn't like really have like a lot of sweating today or anything like that. And I still look super shiny. So I'm going to take this off. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next Epic Beauty Fail. Bye.